cops betraying their badge and their country in service to Antifa terrorists. Evil is on the march. To discuss, let's bring in host of the No Spin News, author of the new book, Confronting Evil, Assessing the Worst of the Worst, the legendary Bill O'Reilly. Bill, always fantastic to see you, my friend. You know how this works. I bring in a famous guy like you. You know, we talk about the news, then we have a question or two about the book, and then we say goodbye. But I'm not doing that this time because, in my view, your book is the news. It is the point. First, your focus on historical evil. Who are the agents of evil you researched and focused on?
Well, thanks for having me on, Chris. And Confronting Evil, and I have a handy copy here, #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. We got Hitler, we got the Ayatollah Khomeini, we got Putin, whose birthday was yesterday. We got Mao Zedong, the worst mass murderer on earth. He's never seen a worse guy than that. And then inside, there are 11 other miscreants whose evil permeates today. That was the binding thread among all 15 evildoers. What they did influences the way we live today. So we start with what is evil. And it's a very simple definition. Evil is when you hurt another human being on purpose. You know you're hurting that person, and you feel no remorse at all. In fact, you enjoy it like Putin does. Then you're evil. And you mentioned people of faith. In Genesis, the first book of the Bible, you have the Cain and Abel story, where Cain kills his brother Abel for no reason, just jealous of him. And that story was put right up top of the Bible for a reason, to remind everyone that evil will always be with us. And it's our job to try to mitigate it.
Well, Mao, Stalin, in my view, these two are sources most directly associated with the pain we're feeling today in the United States. They inspired evil forces in the present day. They still do. What made these two so vile and evil to our known history?
Well, the common thread is that they believe they are on this planet to impose a government structure on everyone else. So Stalin, of course, is a communist. And if you were not a communist in Russia in the 1930s and 40s, you could be killed snap of a finger. Okay, everything was for the state. Mao, same thing. They just upped it from the Russian communism to the Chinese communism, and they were worse. And to this day, Beijing is the biggest police state on earth. I was there in May. And these human beings, Stalin, Mao, Hitler, Ayatollah, Putin, on and on, they don't have any feelings. They're mentally ill. But that doesn't mean that they aren't responsible. They know exactly what they're doing. But they're not normal people that you would encounter in a Waffle House or any other place that you might be. These are brutal people, and they enjoy inflicting pain on other human beings.
Well, let's shine your book's research on the modern day. As you know, the Democrats' candidate for Attorney General in Virginia has wished the death of his GOP opponent and the death of his GOP opponent's children. No Democrat has called on Jay Jones to drop from this race. Instead, Democrats are saying they accept a man promoting political violence because the Democrats' power in their mind is more important. Listen to Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi and Senator Tim Kaine.
Well, that's up to the people, the leaders in Virginia. They have said he has apologized. What I understand is they say that on balance, he's a better person to be Attorney General. But that's up to them.
Do you have concerns about what you saw?
The comments are completely indefensible. I've known Jay Jones for 25 years, and those comments are very much out of character for him. So if I put the comments, which are clearly beyond the pale, against knowing this guy for 25 years, I'm still a supporter of Jay Jones.
Bill, I don't know how else you classify that other than pure evil. You?
Well, people make mistakes and they speak in ways that are offensive and over the top all the time. So I don't know Jay Jones. I'm not a guy that's analyzing the Commonwealth of Virginia's local politics. But I do know that on the progressive left, and both Kaine and Pelosi are in that category, there is not a condemnation of evil in a routine basis. And the best example, Chris, of that is the trend not to punish violent criminals. So we in New York, where I am, may elect a mayor that doesn't want to punish crime. That you can walk down the street, somebody can knife you, punch you in the face, and Mandani said, it's society's fault. It's not really his fault. We're going to have an intervention or talk it over with him. That is evil. Now, the woman in
yeah,
Charlotte,
and you're seeing it.
The woman in Charlotte on the bus, this is the best example I can give you. It's a guy sitting behind her. She'd never been on the street, but a judge allowed him, with 14 arrests, beating up his sister. The judge let him out on another assault when she didn't have to do that, let him out anyway, and he goes on a bus and slits the woman's throat. So yeah, he's evil, that's individual evil, but so is the judge. The judge is evil.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
You're part of the
Saw it out in Portland.
Madam. Yeah.
Yeah. So out in Portland, a young lady, a journalist, got a pole through the eye by an Antifa terrorist, and the police out there let her go and then arrest conservative journalists. Go figure that. In my mind, pure evil. Bill O'Reilly, good luck with the book. It's very timely, as always. Appreciate the time.
Okay, Chris. Thanks for having me in.
You know, folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.